Hi everyone, I'm a legal associate with vakilsearch.com and today I would be discussing a shareholders agreement. If you are a shareholder of a company and you want to ensure that you're treated fairly and all your rights are protected, the best way to go forward is by drafting a shareholders agreement. So today I will be clarifying all your doubts as to what is a shareholders agreement, why is it necessary to have this agreement, when is the best time to draft a shareholders agreement, and what are the important issues that are dealt with under a shareholders agreement. Firstly, what is a shareholders agreement? As the name suggests, a shareholders agreement is an agreement among some or all of the shareholders of a company. It basically lays down the relationship between the shareholders and the company, and it also describes the rights and obligations of the shareholders in their company. The next important question is, why is it necessary to have a shareholders agreement? The main purpose behind drafting a shareholders agreement is to ensure that there are no disputes between the shareholders regarding the manner in which the business is to be carried out. An advantage of having a shareholders agreement is that it is a private contract. The terms and conditions of this agreement need not be made public. Hence, the confidentiality of the information regarding business is maintained at all times. Also note that a shareholders agreement will allow the shareholders to make decisions regarding which outside parties may become future shareholders in the company, and also helps to provide safeguards for minority shareholders. As to the question of when is the best time to draft a shareholders agreement, this would be right at the beginning, just after the incorporation of your company. Wherever the shares of a company are held by more than one person, it is advisable to have a shareholders agreement so as to avoid future conflicts of interests. This will ensure that the act of a single shareholder will not affect the company as a whole. However, it is even more necessary to have a shareholders agreement if your company is a small private corporation, in which the shares are held by a small number of shareholders. The reason being that in such companies, the shareholders who control the business will determine the smooth functioning of its operations, and in the event of any unforeseeable circumstances, there is a change in the ownership of shares, the shareholders agreement will ensure that the rights of the other shareholders are not affected. The first thing that you have to decide before drafting a shareholders agreement is how many shares are to be allotted to each person. Let's say you are the founder of a company and you are bringing in the other partners. In such cases, it is your call as to when the share allotment has to be done and how the share allotment has to be done. Imagine there are 1,000 shares that you want to allot to a certain partner. Either you can do this on day 1 when he joins. However, this is not considered a good practice. Instead, you can give this to him in staggered manner in the intervals of 6 months. That is, every 6 months he is given 100 to 200 shares. However, the best way of going about it would be to link the share allotment to the revenue or the profit achievement. This means that if your company is trying to achieve 10 lakhs as revenue per annum, then at the achievement of the 10 lakhs, the partners will be given a certain amount of shares. This will also ensure that the partners are motivated to work along your side to achieve these targets. The shareholders agreement is a complex one, consisting of numerous clauses and legal jargons. However, I would like to mention a few important issues that a shareholders agreement usually deals with, including the constitution of a board of directors, the voting rights of the shareholders, how the shareholders' loan may be repaid, how the shares are dealt with in the event of death, termination, insolvency, or the marital breakdown of such shareholders, provisions regarding the purchase and sale of shares by the shareholders, provisions regarding or limiting the shareholders from competing with the corporation or soliciting its clients or employees, etc. That was all the basic information you needed to know about shareholders agreement. Should you have any further questions or doubts regarding a shareholders agreement, please feel free to contact us at 7200-365-365. Also, you can send us an email at support@vakilsearch.com. That's all I have for you in this video. Have a good day. Goodbye.